had an awakening about almost a year ago. It was June 8th, 2019. And it took me this long just to grasp what had happened to me. And it was somewhat, felt like a near death experience. So I'd just like to share it. So, for a long time, I had a lot of anger. My emotions were bottled up for so long. I didn't know how to express emotions. I held them in, and I accumulated so much anger, anger on top of anger, since maybe childhood, I would say. I always felt like things were owed to me through time. And I just didn't know how to communicate. So, as June 7th rolled along, it was a Friday, my son was graduating, my oldest son, and there was just so much negativity that I had felt. Throughout the day. Getting there, driving there was about 2 hours away from where I live. My wife was with me, my youngest son, he was with us. And I just remember everything just seemed so out of whack. And we got there very early, waited in line for a good spot in the stadium, and my mom came, my brother came, his daughter came, and I had saved them some spots. And my son's mother, my ex-wife, her mom was there, her boyfriend was there, and everything just seemed so uncomfortable. And I didn't save them any seats. I figured they can just find their own seats. I didn't think of them. And just felt very uncomfortable. And as the whole class had gone through, got their diplomas, we were able to enter the field. And it was even more comfortable then because my youngest son had took off and went with his friend, and we were looking for him. So it was, supposed to be a special day, special evening for my oldest son. And it was chaotic. It was very chaotic. And my wife had brought flowers for my son's girlfriend, and then also bought a lei for my son. And as she gave it to him, she could just see how he felt uncomfortable as well. And so my son's mom was standing there, and my wife had put the lei on her because it just felt that was the right thing to do. So as we finished with pictures and everything, we thought we were all going to go out to dinner, but it ended up just me, my wife, and my oldest son, Sam. And as we were hanging out with him, I felt bad. Just felt bad the whole time. And so we ended up driving home that evening. Got home about midnight. We were just exhausted. So we ended up going to bed. And as we wake up during the day, my wife says, or she was just blue. She was very blue, very down. And I asked her, you don't seem yourself. You seem, what's going on? She says, I'm just blue. And I said, well, is there any reason why you're blue? And she says, do you really want to know? And like that question there, I was like, well, I already said what's wrong, so yes. The right thing to say was yes. I do want to know. I want to know why you're blue. So she had said last night was just so sad. It was supposed to be Sam's special day, special evening, and everything just seemed so chaotic. And right then and there, I felt such a wave of emotions. Felt like my cup was so full. And it was then and there is when I just totally surrendered. You hear about surrendering. It's exactly what it was for me. All these emotions that I had been holding in, layers and layers of my emotions throughout my lifetime. It was so strong. So as those emotions had left my body, I felt this electricity in my body. It was, they shot out my fingers, my fingertips, shot out my toes, and it felt, literally felt, like I had flown up to the sky. As I felt the lightning bolts shoot out my body, out my fingertips, out my toes. I flew so high. And as I landed, I felt like I had landed on one knee and one fist. And it just felt like it was an atomic bomb. Like I created this big crater, this big, huge bowl, like a volcano. And all I saw was this big explosion. And as I landed, all the emotions that I had that I didn't even know was so far, so deep and deep. But what I'm learning now is as I'm working on myself, there are so many layers and layers of emotions that had just left my body. And it was like I could breathe again. So it was such a strange feeling I had never had before. Emotions. Emotions are so powerful. And you don't realize it's not just your emotions that you're holding in. You're holding in the emotions of what you receive from other people as well. Wasn't not only my emotions that I was holding in, it was the emotions of what I collected from people throughout life, because I had no exit. It was layers and layers, trapped in my body. And with that, I manifested so many other things. I had so many masks. My masks had been ripped away from me. So as she asked me, "What are you feeling?" Just another wave of emotions came out. And as I remember, as I was flying up there, I saw this stadium full of people that were in the now. And I saw all these spirits behind them throughout the stadium. As far as I can see to my sides, and I could feel them behind me. I felt them everywhere. And these spirits, they were like a smoky gray hologram. And I saw through their eyes where they were at one time. It was just their eye sockets. And I could see their mouths that were opened up. And I had felt that I had opened something. I didn't know what, but I had never had this experience before. And I've never ever expressed my emotions before. I was one not to cry. It was just anger. That's what I accumulated. So much anger throughout time. So as I manifested throughout time these emotions, my body started thinking about pain. I not only had emotional pain, I also accumulated physical pain with it. And before all this happened, I had been going to doctors. I mean, I've had some accidents and stuff in my lifetime. I've had some pretty good ones, but I've also manifested a lot of what would I say? I had manifested pain that wasn't really there. It was from my emotions that I had been holding in for so long. I think the last diagnosis I got was fibromyalgia. You know, every part of my body, my muscles, my bones, just to the touch, they hurt so bad. My wife would massage me every night when I came home from work, hours and hours till I fell asleep. And I would say, babe, how do you know where I'm hurting? You massage all the right spots. Is there something there? Can you feel it? And she would be like, no, I don't feel anything. But I would say that every night, babe, you're hitting the right spot, right there. Oh, right there. Oh, right there. And I've had surgeries. I had neck surgery. I've had 2 neck surgeries. One in 2012. They fused my cervical. 3, 4, 4, 5. I have a little titanium plate in my neck. And then I started getting a lot of pain again after that. Maybe about 6 months after that. But they had put me on some pain medication, which really helped. And when I mean helped, it helped my emotional part. It helped me keep my emotional part in. I didn't have to express my feelings. They were hidden in there with the pain pills that I was taking. I can get into that later, but it was a lot of different pain pills throughout my time as, 40 years old when I started taking pain pills. And so I had manifested physical pain. And that, I was miserable. I would wake up every morning in pain. And when I went to bed, I would be in pain. Every night, every morning. It was like Groundhog Day for me. Emotional and physical pain. That's what I accumulated before everything left my body. And all that was gone. I mean, I still have pain right now, but it's nothing. It's a different type of pain. The ache, yes, my bones are getting older. Yes, I've had a few surgeries. As like I said, I had a second neck surgery, fused my cervical again, 5, 6, and 6, 7. So I have two plates that touch each other. My whole neck, just about. Had surgery on my hands, carpal tunnel, same time, October. I think it was 2018. And I had knee surgery October 2018. That's pain. I mean, that is pain. But I never really gave it time to see if I really needed those surgeries. Like I had so much emotional pain that I didn't release. I never released any emotional pain throughout my time. But all that pain had left my body. And that one fly to the sky was amazing. I still think about, I can take myself back to that instant moment of the electricity. It was like thunderbolts. Felt like this superhero. Oh man, it was great. It's beautiful. And then I asked myself, why did I have, what was so bad that I had to keep all this emotional pain in my body for? I was always thinking it was something that I needed from the outside, and I didn't know it was from within, deep within, layers and layers, what I call soot from the fireplace, like a chimney. It was layers and layers of smoke that I had created inside my body of this dark stuff. In one instant, poof, gone. It was, to me, it feels like I had my spine cleaned. It's like I was in the process of changing. It was action, reaction, in a sense. I let go, I surrendered, and there was a reaction. To let go. That's what I did. I let go. Let go of all the emotions. Oh, it felt like so much. So, as we were able to talk about that and try and figure out what happened to me, I told my wife that I did just felt great. I literally felt that wave of emotions leave my body. It was amazing. I didn't realize how strong an ego can be for so long. My ego was so strong and powerful before all this happened, before I was awakened. My ego kept all my anger in me. And it's funny because, like, my mom, my brother, they say, I didn't know you felt that way about yourself. And, it was like I put on this facade mask, as I would say. One of my masks is that I felt like I was too proud, that I was strong enough to hold it all in and not release my emotions, which I should say it only came out in anger. I was very short with words. I get mad easy. So later that night, we went to sleep. I woke up the next morning and it had been like by releasing those emotions, I got this new burst of energy. And I told my wife, babe, can you pick out a meditation for tonight? And something had told me that night as I woke up, I just remember something had told me that I needed the Om chant with the bell, with the dong. I needed to meditate on Om. And I have never meditated before. I never thought of anything really before until now. I think way outside the box now. I'm not stuck in my box. It's like another part of me had been released. My shadow. It was hidden from me for so long. And it needed to come out for air. It needed to breathe. So that was the start of my experience of my shadow coming out and the masks being ripped away from me. The start of it. So the meditation on Om. So that was even bigger than my first night, my first experience of letting go and shooting up to the sky. This is where everything changed for me. The night of Om. this I will have to talk about next time. This one's a lot deeper for me. But at least I was able to talk about being able to release my emotions that was hiding my shadow, which was the real me. All right. Well, that's it. It's a start for me. Thanks. Till next time.